Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us under the library. We're playing Call of Cthulhu in a homebrewed universe created by our keeper, and we're making up the story as we go in the moment. If you're enjoying what we do here and would like to support our efforts, you can do so, and we would very much appreciate it. Just head over to underthelibrary.com/support to learn more. One more time, we are doing a monthly giveaway for our Patreon supporters. Back to that, underthelibrary.com/support. We're going to be giving away a copy of the Grand Grimoire of Cthulhu Mythos Magic. I did it. That drawing takes place at the end of the month. So get in there quick. There's only a few more days. And if you are a player or a GM of tabletop RPGs and would like to improve your storytelling or role-playing skills, or if you would like to make your game a safer, more inclusive, and collaborative environment, you should definitely check out our other show. It is called Up Your RPG, and you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. Also, before we start the show, I do want to just give a quick shout out to our friends over at Percentile Vice. They do actual play shows. They're good friends of our show here, and you can find them at Percentile Vice, wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube, and on Twitch. They do good work. Go check them out. With that, let's get starting the show. My name's Arthur. I am playing Buddy. Sadly, we are Rickless tonight, but we do have our Eddy back. So the Buddy and Eddy show is going to happen. Scott's playing Eddy. We are also joined by Chris as Pappy, Wayne as Sister B, Emily as Jo, and I got everybody. That is it, except for our keeper. His name's Michael. Michael, take it away.
Thanks, Art, and thanks for joining us. Under the Library is a horror tabletop role-playing game, and as such features themes of violence, gore, and other things that you should know are mature but played by immature people. With that, if you were to laugh at a photo of a get-well-soon balloon tied to a roadkill carcass, then you're probably in the right place. Which may or may not have happened.
Little on the nose. Little on the nose.
Okay.
Does that mean I'm in the wrong place?
Feel dirty.
I didn't laugh.
Oh no!
I scrolled away.
Oh.
And on that note, we'll turn it over to Emily, who'll give you last week's recap, and we'll try to make the show a little bit friendlier for her this week.
Oh wait, no, that's too far.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Then we'll make it a lot meaner for her this week.
Just no animal jokes.
Okay. So, as we began last week, everybody, except for the Buddy and Eddy show, was at Richard's house in Los Alamos. Sirens are blaring. Joe wants to go inside, but everybody else is just talking. I don't know. They were wasting time. She knows of a hidden key, grabs it from the driveway, but while she's over there, saw a silhouetted figure, which turned out to be Betty Lou from the theater, who gave Jo a coin and asked her for ice cream. What was that, Keeper?
You never came and saw me.
Well, she's here now, right in the middle of my summary.
Even Betty Lou interrupts you.
Yeah. So, Jo takes her and introduces her to everyone, and Sister B smells her. And the smell
so weird.
elicited a comforting memory from her childhood.
Can I interject? Because I don't know that you'll put this in there, but Jo heroically tries to get through the front door for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Jo wanted to go inside and nobody else would.
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. Go ahead.
I mean, when the sirens blare, everyone's supposed to go indoors.
Yeah.
You tried. Yeah. Really, if they all got eaten by the dogs, it wouldn't have been your fault.
No. Okay. So, Jo notices Pappy. They introduce themselves. Sam is suspicious and pulls his gun on Betty Lou. Jo yells at him, "You're not my father," when he says, like, "I'm going to try to protect you," or whatever. Rick's not here, so I can make fun of Sam. I guess I could do that anyway.
Yep, that.
Rick, if you're listening,
we're still making fun of you.
Keep listening. Anyway, Jo does not really think that Sam is going to shoot her, so she just heads inside, invites Betty Lou, and Sister B also comes in. As Betty Lou touches her elbow, Jo has a vision of Carly leaving the house, packing everything in a rush and rushing off with Stephanie. And Sister B also comes into contact with Betty Lou, and she has a vision of being with Carly. Nope, that's a lie. Jo had the vision of Sister B, I'm so sorry, with Carly as a baby, and there were apricots. Anyway, it was a strange time. Not sure what's real and what's not at this point. Sam is outside through all of this, and he sees a convoy of headlights pass by, searchlights. They shine a light down the driveway, silhouetting him holding his gun. Pause for a minute, drive on. He's triggered by the light. He can't trust himself. He can't trust his own memory. He does head inside, and he's looking for oven mitts in the kitchen and avoiding Betty Lou. B tested Betty Lou by touching her while imagining her in the middle of a stormy ocean, flailing and drowning. But as they touched, the vision changed. The ocean calmed, and Betty Lou walked across the water. The sister realizes Betty Lou is too calm, too reserved, and is suspicious. And as we ended the episode, Pappy discovered some symbols from his order on the bottom of the cabinets, and they read, behind this location is important information to the order. Retrieve at all costs.
Oh, Jesus. That one. Wrong one.
Yep. That's
Okay.
That's the right button.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that was a little messy.
I was listening to the
Sorry, guys.
recap and I pushed the wrong button.
That was some good button pushing.
He'll find it eventually. Just give him a chance, Steve.
keep going. You'll find
I
it.
just keep pushing around in places until I find the right button.
To the left.
All right. So can while you have the records out, the Book of Lore, Lore
yeah.
Keeper, could you go back a couple of weeks? Because my memory is that Buddy and Eddy were at gunpoint, and there were wolves falling on them and snakes coming up through the floor. Is that what you have written down?
So I'm pretty sure we were on a very cozy couch eating circus peanuts. I think that's what we were doing.
Oh, okay.
And there may have been puppies.
We just might have to retcon that whole vision.
Okay. To add the puppies.
So, no puppies. But where we
kittens. Kittens.
We're not allowed to have animals in this episode.
No, they were not harmed. They're happy. They're purring kittens because they're cuddled up with us on a couch and watching us eat circus peanuts, and we won't let them eat the circus peanuts because they're bad for kittens.
Oh, so you got the hallucinatory circus peanuts, which is actually going to tie into this episode pretty well. So go ahead, Lore Keeper.
Do you just want the very end, or do you?
Yeah, just like a brief kind of where.
So where we ended, they opened the door with the light, were blinded, slammed it closed, and retreated. There was yelling from this room where Lana was, and they hear a motor in the room, at which point they backtrack to the trap door, and there is something in front of it. Purple gas starts to pour from the pipes. And that's where we ended.
Okay.
I don't like that ending.
Good luck, guys.
It's kind of like in Batman. Remember when they'd go back the next week and change the ending just a little bit? Because, right, you couldn't go back and look. Yeah.
And
I always
the
felt
only
cheated
open
in those
question,
moments,
Michael, was that we had posted something or put something in there to keep that trapdoor open, but I just don't recall. Did you say that something had taken that out and the door had closed? Like, because we had wedged something in there to keep it open.
Right. And so what ended up happening is the door wasn't fully closed, but something was now in front of it, so that as you pushed on it, you couldn't get it to open fully. So maybe you could see like cracks of light around it where it's ajar.
Okay, but it is ajar.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we acting now, or do you have more stuff you got to tell us?
No. Y'all are welcome to the purple.
Wow.
It's gonna be a night.
Damn. Ouch.
Buddy and Eddy.
Art is just going to have to start banning players left and right.
Man,
Pretty sure it'll just be Buddy and Eddy.
I just took one right to the chin. Ouch.
I was about to say, they fall down the stairs as their legs are broken out from under them. Okay. We'll probably make it seem more confusing.
I don't like it. I don't like it when Rick's not here. He's a better target.
That's pretty funny.
We could just spend the next hour and 20 minutes making fun of Rick.
That would be pretty fun. It's going to be more fun than what's going to happen to us.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I'm going to say, all right, Buddy, do me a favor. See if you can get that door open.
Buddy is going to try to begin breathing out the corner of the hatch that is not all the way open to get some fresh air while trying to push.
Okay. And make a strength roll.
And I'm looking, not for nothing, but I'm looking behind us. I got my gun out in case those guys come after us.
Okay, so which way are you facing?
Holy fuck.
He's facing...
I'm assuming he's looking at the
he's
trap
facing
door.
Buddy in like a human centipede sort of fashion, so that as Buddy breathes in, Eddy gets some secondhand fresh air. Fresh air.
Art, did you really roll well with these dice?
I rolled a 6. That's an extreme success on my strength roll.
Okay. So Eddy, as you're facing the other direction, this purple smoke is pouring down the walls. It's very heavy as it starts to kind of settle on the floor. And so if you have your light out, right, there's this basically about a foot of purple mist that's filling the floor. As that's happening, you're hearing this voice, and the voice is saying to you, this voice sounds very familiar, and I need you to make a SAN roll as you hear the voice.
Is this both of us?
No. Just
Eddy?
Just Eddy.
I got it. Regular
Okay.
success, or just 41.
Okay, so you're only going to take a point of damage then for that. And this voice that you hear is one of your old partners, right? And you just very faintly, it's almost like you can hear her protesting or fighting against somebody and arguing with them. In this moment that can't be real, right? You know that this is probably a product of what's coming down. And as you're kind of trying to balance yourself, Buddy, tell me what you do to basically bust this cabinet back the other way. It's going to take extreme force.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm sticking my head out, and I think Buddy's kind of panicking a little bit, and is like just really trying to push the door open to give more space to breathe.
Okay.
Because I'm envisioning it like hinged at the top. Is that right?
No, it's hinged on the side.
Okay, then I would be pushing on the side opposite
your
the
body against it.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
All right. So if it's the back of a cooler, then all right, then that's fine. So if you're telling me that you've managed to kind of get some footing on the top stair and really put your weight into it, and all of a sudden it gives a good, we'll call it like 6 to 8 inches.
Okay. Yeah. Then I would do the thing where I grab onto the frame with one hand and the door in the other and try and pry them apart.
Okay.
To get extra leverage. And I would say, Eddy, come help. It's starting to move.
And
I think I'm hearing Patty. I got to get the fuck out of this place. And I'm going to jump up and just try my best to sort of, I'm putting my gun away, obviously, and I'm going to try my best to sort of pry it open with you.
Okay. And y'all are pushing. It continues to give. And
did you need me to make a roll for that?
No, I'm gonna.
But I rolled well. I rolled. You made me
What
waste
did you
it.
roll, Eddy?
I rolled a 23.
That's very nice. That supports Buddy's 6. Very even. It's y'all are strong. Congratulations.
Yay, we're strong. We're big boys.
As y'all are pushing, you hear voices on the other side, and you hear one of them go, Joe, they're coming through. They're coming through. And from the other side, you get this blast of force that's pushing back against you. But you both already kind of have the leverage on the moment so let me just double check
and
here.
If it's wide enough, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrabble on top, and I'm going to sort of try and do like a roll to get out of there, pulling my gun at the same time.
Definitely not that wide. It's going to, yeah. And the problem that you're finding at this point is that you've created space, and you're going to have a wide enough opening in a second, but you're going to be very exposed if you go through it.
Am I able to act? So I'm picturing myself sort of shouldered against the door and hands, so you can see hands like this with my shoulder forward. I'm going to reach, actually I'm going to reach with my left hand, take my gun out, reach around, and just fire 3 or 4 shots real quick from where I hear the voice.
I'm still bracing this so that they can't push it back. So I'm supporting him.
Okay. And Buddy, go ahead then, make a roll for your shot.
Where's my firearms?
And as you're making a roll for that,
it's success.
All right. And roll for the second shot as well.
Okay. That is not a success.
Okay. And give me the third shot. I'll take a luck roll for this third shot.
Okay, a luck roll is there. Okay. That's not a success either.
Okay. All of a sudden, your dice have failed you.
Right. Well, it makes sense. I got 2 and I missed 2. That seems fair.
Oh, you hit twice?
No. In terms of the amount of times I've rolled. Yeah.
Roll for damage on your first shot, please.
Sure thing. What do I roll? Oh shit! No, that's the right one. This one. So that would be 4 damage.
Okay. So right after that first shot, right? You hear a guy scream out, "Oh, damn it!" And then glass shattering as your second and third and fourth shots go off, right?
As I hear that really quickly, if it makes a difference, when I hear that guy scream like that, I'm going to hope that maybe he was one of the ones holding, and I'm going to give an extra push trying to get this thing open even wider.
Okay. And that's where I'll make your 23 come into play then. And as soon as you do that, right, it goes flying. And, but yeah, I don't need to explain why, but it goes flying. And Eddy or Buddy, what are you doing as all of a sudden Eddy's like jammed this thing open? And
I'm going to come out, gun drawn, and do a quick assess, and see if I need to fire more.
And you'll hear me when I see you starting to move. I'm going to say, "Don't lose your cover. Don't lose your cover."
Okay. Right now, what you're jumping into then, Buddy, as you move into the center, or as you move out into the open, right, there's shattered glass along the front of the gas station now. So where the doorway was, we'll call it the door, and the adjacent window are all shattered. So there's glass everywhere. And immediately on the floor, you'll see some blood splots going out the doorway. And this drink refrigerator is now really kind of busted up and hanging off the wall. And you also see a bent piece of pipe on the floor that was probably being used to prop the whole thing open.
Okay.
Or closed.
And no people there?
No people.
Okay. So I'll try and find some.
As soon as he comes
You're
out.
in the. So keeping in mind, right, you make a spot hidden.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while he's doing that, if I see him go out, I'm keeping the cover, but I've got now gun drawn and I'm sort of half cover and I'm looking and scanning the windows in addition to the door. So I'm looking to see if they're going to try and get at him through the windows, not just the door.
Right. So remember, it's light inside the gas station. The lights were on. Outside, it's dark except for the moon. I think we had a 3/4 moon when we rolled on that. So it makes sense that, right, you can't really see much outside except where the light kind of falls out. And now you don't have a reflection to worry about because, well, you shot out those windows.
Yep. Did you want to do something or should I?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to pick up that bar that's on the floor and just move away as I'm doing it, swipe up and take out whatever lights are above me.
Okay. And
sort of move toward the door.
Okay. And keep in mind
what I'm trying to do is not rain glass down on myself.
Right. And as you...
Or Eddie, of course.
Push the cooler forward, right? The cooler acts as kind of this natural wall between the bottom of the windows and where the door was. So you basically have a line. If you stay low, you're beneath cover the whole way around the gas station.
Okay. Then in that case, I'll toss it up. Because I don't want to be in a fishbowl, in a lighted fishbowl.
Yeah, that makes sense. And make a roll on your toss there.
That sounded weird.
Yeah.
Right, so wait, did he toss it on or did he toss it off?
It's not even. Yeah.
Hey,
I assume this is Dex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a success.
Okay, so you hit the light bulb, it shatters, and right, you're cloaked in darkness again. Eddie, you're really conscious of this hiss, though, right? That's been filling up the room below, and none of the purple smoke's coming out, but you're kind of aware of it, and you hear this faint every once in a while, Eddie. This female voice.
It's not you, Patty. You got to get the fuck out of this place.
Yeah.
So I'm crouching low, and I'm taking sort of a defensive position again behind Buddy.
Okay.
And I'm I've still got him scanning windows, but I'm sort of going right behind him, and I'm trying to cover his back as he goes. So, and I'm gonna say, when we get to the door, you go right, I'll go left.
Okay.
And stay low.
Yeah, so we'll stay crouching. When we do get to the door, when we come out, as soon as I hit the door, I'm just gonna fire like 2 shots out, assuming that there's people looking at us, and I just want them to think that I know where they are and that I'm firing at them. Really, I'm just trying to give myself a second.
Okay.
And I want to make my way to the car.
All right. And
then, of course, I'm scanning as soon as I come out the door. I'm trying to figure out what's going
and again, if you're going back, like I'm staying with you, but I'm facing the opposite direction. So I'm basically doing a 180 scan, assuming you're doing the same on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the cars are parked right in front of the garage bays, right? So you'd go out the door right along the building, and the car would be right there.
Mm-hmm.
And make a luck roll.
Does luck mean you hit the car or you
I
don't?
didn't make that one either. That was close, but I didn't make it.
Okay. And as you're moving down the side of the building toward the car, right, you're aware in the distance of headlights headed your direction. They're pretty far off, but you're just kind of aware
Towards
of them.
us or away from
Okay,
us?
towards us.
Towards us.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I do want to get to the car.
Okay.
And attempt to jump it. I'd pulled the ignition wires out. I'm going to try and...
All right. I think that you'll have to take a little mechanical repair at...
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem like a disadvantage? How badly you...
I mean,
Did you take
I don't know.
Okay. I guess
I don't know.
It
doesn't, it's up to you.
All right.
Those 1940s cars and 30s cars.
That's
I don't
true.
think it would be too tough, but what the hell do I know?
Okay.
I don't think
all right. You know
I
what?
don't think Art could do it. But
Yeah. We won't put it at a disadvantage, but we'll put it at hard.
it's already pretty tough.
Yeah.
given my mechanical repair skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, it was a 93.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I was going to say
if you got a 96,
That would have been amazing. Buddy electrocutes himself.
And the car blows up. So
I put this one in the gas tank, right? All right.
All right, so I'm going to say, Buddy, we got to get undercover. We got to find out who's coming. Could be the cops, but it could be something bad. But we got to be ready for it.
Do you know how to make these cars work? I've seen it on TV.
Yeah,
it's
I
not,
put a key
it's
in,
not
I
that
turn
easy.
the fucking thing, and it goes. I don't know anything about hotwire in a car.
You did okay.
And
No,
by
I just-
TV, you mean telegraph?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, in the film reels.
So, but yes, we gotta get undercover real quick, because if that car's coming pretty soon, we got to be ready for it. We don't know what's coming at us.
Okay. Does there appear to be anywhere where we could hide and be concealed?
Sure. I mean,
Oh wait, really quickly, go back 10 seconds. When you say, make it go, I say, yeah, this is what I do. And I'm going to pull down the visors or whatever and open up the glove box and look for keys.
Hey, just to help you out, they didn't have keys until 1949 in cars. They didn't exist.
Oh.
Buttons.
yeah,
Just
but
press,
they
they
just
didn't
press the button when,
yeah, like
but-
American Jeeps.
except somebody pulled all the ignition wires
Right.
out of the steering column. So that's the problem he's having, not the key.
That's a shame. It ought to be really easy then to just make a connection that the button would have made. It's just going to be two wires. You put them together and it'll go. But Buddy had to roll a 93. I keep missing.
That's
Can't
correct.
connect the two wires.
It's dark out.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I just put them both in my mouth? Will that make a connection?
I said, well, let me give it a try. I'll just see what happens. Yeah, I got a 20.
Yeah.
My mechanical is a 10.
Yeah, that's what mine was too. All right. So is there anywhere we can conceal ourselves?
So the building's essentially a rectangle with a couple of garage bays, from what you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And that, though, from being in there that, right, that's somewhat different than reality. And
What I was going to say is, I think, I think maybe what we got to do is we got to get on the other side of the building, so we're not inside. I don't want to be in that place that feels like a death trap to me. But let's make it so that we can see them coming up, and if they park, we got a good view of them. We could see who it is.
When they were coming toward us, are they far enough away that if we move, they're not going to see us?
yeah, I'd say you'd saw them like a mile off or so.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. Then we'll go around the side of the building.
Yeah, it's so dark out that we,
yeah, I think you're
my
fine.
assumption is they'd have to be pretty close, or we'd have to be pretty backlit for them to see us.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, as you're moving around the building, the headlights pass you by. The car passes you by.
Oh shit! Okay. Interesting, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
What did the car look like?
1940s car.
Okay, nothing.
It's dark with
Yeah.
headlights. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
All right. So, and this obviously as we're moving, just to restate or overstate, I'm still scanning. I'm still doing sort of my 180 look. I'm still thinking these guys are out there looking for us, and we're looking for them.
Yeah. And do we hear anything?
I mean, yeah, it would be essentially right that you're in this really tense moment of cat and mouse. One car's just past you, and now it's where you're keenly aware of everything, right? There's another set of headlights coming, and where these guys are. So it's just this really kind of tense atmosphere. You can make a listen roll.
Okay. Well, he's making a listen. I'm going to put my body between my light and the cars coming at us, so they won't necessarily see this. I'm going to keep it dim. But I want to sort of pop the light on and off because I'm looking for a blood trail relative to the door because I know a guy got shot. So if he left, he's probably bleeding.
Yeah, and I probably should have asked, which side of the building did y'all go around? Did you go around the garage side or around the broken glass side?
The car is in front of the garage side, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I was picturing the garage side. Does that work for you, Scott?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, Scott, give me a spot hidden. Getting a little roll heavy tonight, but I got to see where this goes.
Yeah.
You already, did the massive strength roll to blow my expectations of where it was headed. So
nice. Yeah. So
now we're in full let's
success.
figure it out mode. All right, you've picked up a blood trail. It exited the door. It seems to have stopped about where you did. In fact, there's a little bit in the driver's seat. Like maybe this figure poked his head in the car and tried to get something going with the car, and then you see it going around the building, and if you're both on that side of the building, you would hear some really muffled all right. It's not clear, right? But and it's pretty low, but off about somewhere in the open area off the end of the garage end of the building. So just to kind of mentally put this map into place, right? When you were standing underneath that door, obviously there was a room underground, right? That little hallway that y'all barricaded up that you heard the motor start in. Obviously there was some underground room there. So off pretty much in the trajectory of where that room would be, you're hearing some muffled moans coming from the ground.
Okay.
So it's quiet as I can. I want to whisper to you, if we can take him alive, let's not put any more bullets in him.
But there's probably more than one.
At least one of these guys, I'd like to have a conversation with him instead of making him dead. If we don't find out what happened to Lana, we're going to have a couple dead guys and no answers.
Okay. Are there, so we're around the side of the building, right? Is the ground dirt here?
Yes.
Can we see other footprints?
Yeah, do another spot hidden here.
Aha. That is a success. It's just a regular success.
Okay. And there's several footprints, right? That this is a pretty trafficked area, so there's really you're not making out anything distinct.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's supporting your theory that someone helped him get out.
Well, I mean, somebody was talking to somebody else.
Talking to someone, yeah.
So it's gonna be at least two.
Left him. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he may have taken off. But so do you think there's another entrance back there?
I wonder if there's another entrance to get in, because they just dropped poison gas right outside their door. They must have another way out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're stupider than I thought.
Okay, well let's keep going. See what we can find. We gotta help Lana.
And we're gonna keep low. And if we gotta put more bullets on him to keep alive, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
If I lose the chance to talk to him, I'd rather do that than lose you.
That's very sweet. Okay. So we'll keep going around. And just super carefully, looking really carefully, listening, trying to get closer. And I'm more worried about someone else than the wounded person.
And as you make your way away from the building, right? I'm understanding y'all, right? You're making your way. Lights come off the highway, not cut off, but is turning into the gas station. And so you see this spray of headlights come across the driveway in y'all's general direction.
Okay. Is there any cover?
Back to the side of the building.
So when we're out there, I thought we were a lot more remote than that. So we have headlights literally going across us.
Because somebody just turned into the gas station.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they pulled off the highway.
I think if I knew that there was a car coming and that there was a chance of us being exposed,
we wouldn't.
I would have wanted to be behind the building.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just make here. All right. So the headlights don't land on you. What I mean is basically they catch the corner of the building and they shine out in front of you so that know y'all are still kind of in the cover of the building, but you know that somebody's just pulled into the front of the big building.
Okay.
And you can also make a spot hidden as that happens. I'll give you like double bonus territory here.
Oh yeah, that is a hard success.
And I just got a regular success.
So about 30 feet out in front of you, you catch a flash off of what looks like some wood with like maybe a hasp or something like that, about like right off in front of you from those headlights as they pulled in.
Okay, so a door.
Yeah, the entrance.
Okay.
To the secret layer.
Yep. Okay.
But we got to keep. I want to see what's coming out of that car.
Yep. Is there anything in the area that would allow me to lock that door?
Ooh, there's a pipe.
No, I
threw broken glass on it.
In the building.
You make a luck roll. I mean, it's a car repair facility. There could be an old.
That is exactly. I made it.
Sure. There's a piece of lead pipe off behind the building. Maybe there's a stack of lead pipes.
Okay. Yeah. Then I want to extremely quietly wedge that in there so that door is closed.
And now, as you're picking up the pipe, right? That door is about 30 feet away from you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the part that I think, Artie, you were missing. Is we're at the building undercover.
Okay, gotcha.
We're gonna watch what this car is doing before we go deal with that door.
Fine.
Yeah.
And
so while he's getting his pipes, I am guarding again, like I'm watching the car, looking to see what's coming out.
Okay. And a giant man gets out of the car as you're looking. It probably weighs about 300 pounds and, somewhere in the 5'8" region. And he yells out as he gets out of the car. He goes, Who's out here? I want to say, you show yourselves. Come on out and show yourselves. The police are on the way and you have violated my establishment.
I'm not seeing anything.
Me either.
Okay.
I am watching that door though.
Okay.
And if it moves, I'm running and jumping on it.
Okay.
And I'm watching him. I want to see if he draws anything. And I'm also looking to see at the building if anyone goes to join him.
Okay. And he reaches back into his car and gets something out of the car. And I'm going to roll for you just to see if you don't mind. Oh my gosh. I rolled really well for y'all. And he appears to be tucking something into his waistband. He's looking back over his shoulder, and you definitely, as you're peeking, see a couple of more headlights coming from down the highway.
Is there somewhere to flee to? Like, is there a wood line or a rock, like a mountain area, anywhere that we could, like, if we wanted to book it, is there somewhere that we could make it to kind of, if we wanted to try and run away?
You're pretty much in kind of the flatlands, right? On top of a pretty wide plateau.
Okay.
Anywhere that you would book it would be like back to town. I mean, there's not a lot of cover out here.
Okay. Kind of odd ideas.
Yeah. I think we see. I'm just going to whisper to you. We got to see if it's the cops. I got to play the FBI card on them and see if we can get out of this.
Okay.
But if it's more of his goons at some point, I hate to say it, but I think we got to start filling people with bullets, because if they get too many of them, they're going to surround us.
You are wearing my patience thin. I'd like to say one more time, come out and let's have a discussion about what's going on in my establishment, or I will make no hesitation in filling everything here full of holes.
All right. I got to do something. And I'm going to call out and I'm going to say, all right, listen, mister, my name is Eddy Ten Fingers Dill Dingendorf. I'm with the FBI. And I got to tell you something. If you know what's going on in your establishment, the very last thing I'm going to do is trust you.
I have no idea what you're talking about, mister. What did you say your name is?
Eddy Ten Fingers. That's all you got to call me. My friends call me Dill Dingendorf, and that ain't you.
Huh.
So you
is
tell
fine.
me something. Did you call the cops? Are the cops on their way?
I believe that those sets of headlights, if you can see them off in the distance yonder, will be the friendly local police of Los Alamos.
That'd be great. I'd love to talk to him. I just saw you tuck a piece in your waistband. So if you think we're going to come out there and talk to you when you got a piece and you're going to bear down on us with it, you're crazy.
I do hope that you have some credentials to prove the authenticity of your statement, because based at the looks of my establishment, you have done serious damage to it.
Oh, we did. And you're lucky we didn't do more damage with your poison gas and your kidnapping. When I'm done with this, the FBI is going to own your business. If you own a business and they're doing this stuff and you didn't know about it, you got bigger problems, man. So yeah, we'll wait. Once those cops show up and I see their badges, you'll see my badge.
So make a psychology roll.
What is my psychology? Holy shit.
We have a
I got a
standoff.
3.
Oh,
And not for nothing, but I put a lot into it. So my extreme is 11. So,
Oh my
wow.
goodness. Y'all are just outrolling the story tonight. All right. There's hesitation in his voice, and you question really when he said that those were the police coming, whether you believe him that those are actually the police. And even if they are actually the police, whether you can trust that they aren't paid off.
Mm.
Right? I guess we'll call it your Eddy sense, right, is setting off too many alarms about the current situation.
I like to refer to it as my Eddy tingle.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, how can you not? How can you not make that joke? It's too perfect. I get my Eddy tingles vibrating in all the right places.
Okay. And so what that says is, as he retorts back to you, he goes, regardless of what you think you've seen here, I will be repaid in whole for the damages incurred upon my establishment. And that statement says all to Eddy he needs to know about the current predicament that you're in. And in your ear, right from where Buddy's standing, you hear this woman's voice whisper in your ear, "You got to get out of here, Eddy."
Yeah, we do. And so this is what I'm gonna say to you. I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna say, "Buddy, we gotta rush him and take his car."
I think you're right, Eddy. I don't like it, but I think we got to get out of here before those other cars get here.
All right, so we'll both draw. We'll both go. If we can keep from pulling bullets in them, we will. Otherwise, this has got to end right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think together, let's go. We start sprinting at him, guns aimed, and say, "Get away from the car. Get away from the car."
Oh, and as soon as you do that, he's going to draw.
Okay.
All right, I'm
firing.
All right, y'all go first.
God damn it. It's a miss.
Yeah, good success.
Okay, roll for damage.
Oh, fucker. I don't know how to. I've been rolling online and hold on.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I'll talk you through it. So you want the one with the numbers on it, and you're going to use the numbers that correspond to your damage on your weapon type.
I rolled 12.
Holy!
2d6 plus 2.
All right.
Some good rolling there, Eddy.
He is a large target.
Mm-hmm.
And as you see him go for his weapon, right, your instincts kick in. Buddy's shot goes wild because he's trying to run too hard. And Eddy, you just kind of hold up and you take aim and you hit this guy right between the eyes.
Oh,
Okay.
And I'm not slowing down.
Yep.
I get there, and if he's falling near the car, I'm throwing him away. Hopefully he's falling away from the car. And I'm just saying, get in.
I'm going right in.
And you're the driver. You've been the better driver. So I'm going over and I'm going to be covering you.
All right.
Okay.
And we're going to.
Taking off.
Y'all are jumping in the car, driving away. You hear. Okay. You hear several shots go off from the direction of the gas station at the car, right?
Ducking.
They all, nothing hits.
We're staying nice and low, and we're not turning around. We're heading away. We're just going a straight shot.
Nothing hits the car, and as you're pulling off, which direction do you go? Do you go back towards Los Alamos, or are you headed out of town towards essentially Abiquiu?
I think away from the cars, right?
Yeah, I was going to say whatever direction the cars are, we're going the opposite.
Yeah.
All right, so they're coming from Los Alamos, so y'all are headed out of town towards Abiquiu. And on that note, we'll take a break.
Whew. Okay. Woo! Let's take a quick break, and we will see everybody after. We are back from break. Michael, back to you.
Awesome. So we are inside Richard's house with Pappy, Sister B, and Jo. And anybody remember her name?
Well, of course I do. I'm the lore keeper.
There you go. It's Miss Betty Lou.
I should say that Buddy and Eddy show was so stressful. I got to eat a circus peanut.
Take your time.
So may I ask, Pappy, how obvious are you being about examining the symbols? Would we notice, or are you being kind of surreptitious?
No, it was, I went down to the floor. I forget why did
you
I
had a ruse. You were
he looked like he was tying his shoe. He checked his shoe, and then he even said as he stood back up, he took some lint and brushed the lint off his fingertips so that it looked very fluidly.
Super fluid, surreptitious.
If you want to, I mean, if you really want to like have a look at it, you could do Pappy's stealth versus Joe's spot hidden. If y'all really
wouldn't mind. Joe's a pretty curious little kid.
okay.
22.
And what kind of success level is that for you?
Oh yeah, that's right. My stealth, that would be a hard success.
Okay.
Okay, then you got it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you don't essentially see anything, and everybody's back up above the counter. Sam has gone into the other room, opening and closing cabinets.
Did Sam find his mitts?
I don't know. I'm gonna say since he's not here, maybe not.
Huh. That's a shame.
Yeah. You know what he did find? A giant cobra. No. Okay. Go ahead. And so, anyway, she has poured glasses of whiskey and passed them around. Sister B, you had this kind of wild vision where you tried to drown her and she came walking across the waters to you.
That's where he ended, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I'll leave it to y'all where y'all want to pick this conversation up with her. Because she's sipping on her whiskey. She seems quite comfortable in the room. And she does look at you curiously from time to time, Joe. You catch it, and I don't know that she certainly doesn't look sinister, because we've already kind of gone over that affect of calm that she exudes, and she tends to bring down the intensity in a room. But you catch her looking at you, and that makes you uneasy because, well, you're Joe, and if somebody keeps looking at you, that sends you off.
It's not good. Betty Lou, can I ask you a question?
Why, yes, child.
You remember when we met for the first time?
Well, I remember everything.
You told me it wasn't the first time. You thought you already knew me.
And you have a good memory too, honey.
But it was the first time. How did you know those things about me?
Well, and I tell you, I know quite a few things about you. Some of those things you probably don't want to know yourself. And this would be in earshot of all of you. And that would be enough to give you pause, Joe.
Yes.
It's not an attack by her, but it is
a veiled threat to Joe.
Make a psych roll on that. Let's see how if that. I'd be curious how you read it.
Well, I rolled a 91.
Then it's a veiled threat to you, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, because if somebody, I'm beginning to believe that she really does know things about me that she shouldn't know. And she's just reminded me of that.
And
so she would probably see the change in my affect, because I didn't say anything in response after that, but I would just kind of like I was engaged in this conversation and reaching out to her in a way, and I would just draw inward.
Yeah. And then she would turn to Pappy and say, "And what brings you, dear sir, to our neck of the woods?"
Well, ma'am, I'm just here looking for a good friend of mine.
And have you found that good friend?
No, ma'am, I haven't as yet. But Joe here knows my friend.
And who's your friend? Because I do know a lot of people. And why, yes, Joe.
Maybe I'm mixing up player knowledge with character knowledge. That's a possibility. But my friend Boone knew Richard, and actually he did mention that he knew a fella named Richard and a fella named Einstein and someone named Joe and someone named Cully. I can't remember Mr. Einstein's real name.
I don't know what you're talking about with Einstein.
Sciencey fella.
Oh, Rutherford?
Rutherford, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Boone told me about the people he was sent me a letter talking about the people he was with down here.
And
Oh,
it would make sense that Pappy would make a mistake while talking about this with you, Joe, because Pappy's a little preoccupied at the moment. You don't notice it, but Pappy, you're very preoccupied with what you've just seen below the counter, and you're fumbling. Or
I have to play it cool because I know I can't do anything about it until nighttime. But my head is full of what could this possibly be. So yeah, I'm a bit distracted.
Okay, and at this time, right? Y'all hear there's a certain set of sirens that signal the end of the hold, and those are going off in the background, right? It's a little bit kind of a shorter, more sustained, like whoop 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 whoop, and then y'all are probably a little far off, but if you listened closely, you would hear the announcement saying, the threat has been contained. The threat has been contained. You may leave your locations, right? And so kind of releasing the town after whatever this emergency was. And so if you were in the vicinity of any of those patrol cars, you would be able to hear that.
So I guess that means they caught those dogs.
Well, they never seem to catch them all.
And what do you think they are that they're catching?
Well, I never really thought about it. I guess I just thought they might be like coyotes or something. Something you don't want running around your feet.
You ever live anywhere else, Joe?
Well,
Of course you have.
you don't know where I live.
I'm just saying, you seem like a girl about the world and that maybe you've lived in other places.
What does that have to do with the dogs?
You ever hear these things in other places you live? They have wild dogs or coyotes where you live?
I mean, yeah, but not in town. There were no sirens.
Yeah. They dispatch armies to go find these wild packs of dogs where you lived before, Joe?
Well, no. Why are you asking me this?
So why don't you think it's odd that where you are now, Sister B, you're definitely a woman of the world.
What's her name again?
Betty Lou.
Lou.
Betty Lou. I said, Betty Lou. And she's Sister B still composing us. Says, Betty Lou, you know it is all a big lie. They are driving around. They have nothing to do with dogs. This is all a very, very silly theater that they do to scare the people in the town. You know it. I know it.
But I don't know it. I've been hiding with the sirens for years.
Sometimes when you listen to the people with the machines and the uniforms, they tell big lies. And they have been telling big lies for many, many years here. And there are many things going on behind the scenes. That's where I have questioned many things. And I don't believe a lot of things. Sometimes even the things right around us we shouldn't believe. She looks at Betty Lou.
She looks back and she says, Sister, do you happen to have the time?
I don't have my Timex watch at the moment. I cannot tell. But I would think, looking outside, that it is sometime after. Actually, I don't know what time it is. Yeah, let's say 7:30.
Okay. And she'll say, and Sister B, I do think you're right. And my poor husband, he is going to be needing me. So I'll be excusing myself out the door if y'all don't mind. But I do look forward to seeing y'all again soon.
And what would that visit be for? Are you here to help us, or are you here to just ask questions?
Why, I'm here to help, Sister B. Don't you know that?
And then, are you helping our friend here, Jo, by giving her very big concerns and upsetting her?
And hang on a sec. She reaches out for your hand, Sister B, and what you see inside your head makes you stumble. Okay. And you stand back up, you catch yourself, and you think, you have to decide in this moment whether you believe the vision that Sister B has, or that Betty Lou has shown you, or you have to decide whether you believe that she's trying to put a bad influence on you.
What do is what I see up to Sister B? Is it like something she conjures, or?
Everybody else take your headphones off, but keep your eyes on me. I've just got to tell Sister B what she sees. Okay. You see a vision of the parents being attacked by a demon. Now, you don't know that they're Joe's parents, but you see them being attacked from this perspective. And one of the perspectives you have is that they weren't attacked by a demon, but by human hands. And then it flashes away.
Do I get
from reading your lips? I saw something about parrots being attacked.
Yes, that was it.
Wait, did you say parrots?
Parrots. Yes.
Okay.
I'll stay behind the microphone from now on. You'll never guess. You'll never guess.
Parrots being attacked or attacking?
Being attacked.
Okay.
So this vision that was given to Sister B, just once again, perhaps with psychology, does she get a sense that it was something that is of benefit, or that she's throwing in a malign way?
Right. That's what I need you to figure out, how your character is going to receive that piece of information. Whether you think she's trying to, that you can roll for it, or you can tell me how your character would receive it. Either way.
Sister B is going to she sit down and put her hands on the table and look at Betty Lou, and she says, "Oh, Betty Lou," and look right in the eye, and try to see her expression. And he says, "Oh, you talk to me in many ways, and as our great Lord talks to us in many ways, and you have interesting things you can do. And I don't know if they come from a wellspring of goodness, or are you trying to mislead some of the people around you? This I question." And
she looks right back at you, and she says, I do need to depart here soon, but I'll say this. Please keep an eye out for our young friend here. There are many things that are trying to trouble her, and I believe that you might be here to protect her.
I can take care of myself.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, man.
And then she starts to head towards the front door and making her way out of Richard's house.
Well, wait. How could I find you again?
Oh, well, you could always come down and have an ice cream if you really need me. And she turns and she flicks you another quarter.
For the listeners, that was me grabbing the quarter.
That.
Yeah. Okay. I guess you must really like ice cream.
Why I do.
Sister B, she'll stand up and walk with Betty Lou, and she'll walk her to the door. And if she's leaving, she'll walk her outside with her as well, if that's okay. And just to be alone for a moment with her. And when she gets outside with her, closes the door, and she says, "Oh, I will only be a moment. I want to make sure our good friend here, Betty Lou, is okay, and with all these dogs around, that they may or may not harm her."
Okay, sure. And Joe's kind of distracted, actually, looking at the coin.
Okay.
So.
And so outside, Sister B would say, "So, in the world that I come from, there are many mysteries and mystics and people who can do things in visions. And you can do that. You can put visions in my head. I saw that vision that you did. And I will not share it with the person that you are thinking of. At the moment, it would be too disturbing. But why did you share that vision with me? You have some great powers. I knew some people who could do some things like this at one time."
And she looks right back at you and she goes, "And I understand that it's not in your nature to trust me or people like me.
When things are too beautiful and too good, you have to be questioning them because they could be deceiving us.
These things are not beautiful, and I do not have the power to change them. However, that young friend of yours, keep an eye on her. You might be able to change her future, even though you can't change her past."
So you are looking out for the road she is on and which way she will go. But why are you so keenly interested in this young woman that I just met just twice?
She has an object of great power in her possession, one that no person should wield.
Is this something that you are interested in collecting for yourself?
It's a quarter.
And she goes, "I have no interest in power, Sister B. I have no interest in, shall we say, taking from others. I only have an interest in restoring balance to this young woman's life. But that is not my journey. That is somebody else's."
But if this balance is restored to Miss Jo, will that restore the balance that has seemed to have come out of the uncorked bottle we have going on around us, and some of these strange going-ons that some of us are interested in are starting to smell?
She is merely a drop out of the bottle.
But every drop that goes back and stays in the bottle will be a good thing.
But there are far greater things afoot, Sister B, than your young friend there.
So you are one of these people or more that are around to keep the balance in this natural world that seems to have gone awry by some preternatural forces.
But I must leave, Sister B. Time runs short now. I will see you again, though. I feel sure.
Time on who and what?
And she just starts moving down the driveway.
That is a pushy nun.
And one thing that's, Joe, you start kind of gazing off around the house and thinking about all that's happened. And normally this is the point at which you would do that thing, where you scratch your thumb with your finger. But you're not even making conscious thought of that. But as you start to do that, the quarter gets stuck between your thumb and your finger, so that your finger's not scratching at your thumb, it's scratching at the quarter. While they're outside conversing and Joe is kind of off in her realm, Pappy, is there anything you want to do? I'm not pushing you, but is there anything you want to do right now?
No, I've just fished a hobo nickel out of my pocket.
Okay.
And I'm doing that thing where you roll it between your fingers, but I'm doing it like absent-mindedly, kind of like a a fidget spinner,
Yeah.
just to try to take my mind off things.
Okay. All right. And what are you doing, Sister B?
Betty Lou, is she getting in a car or walking away? Because it's dark.
Yeah, she's just walking down the driveway. And it's dark enough that make a spot hidden.
That's what I want to do. Sister B's spot hidden is pretty good. Oh my god. She gets an extreme success.
Okay. And so you're watching her in the moonlight.
She's gonna follow a little bit.
Okay. And she's heading down the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to the end of the driveway. You're kind of, silent pedaling behind her. And she moves right behind a tree. And then she's gone. And so much so that, right, you probably, I don't want to put actions in your character here, so stop me if I go wrong, but I think Sister B would move quickly in that direction once she disappeared.
So Sister B, with her dexterity of 80, because so that's her whole, she's a gymnast at one time, and super stealthy, so yes, that's exactly what she was doing and up to. She wanted to, the second she would be out of sight, she was zipping it forward as fast as she could.
Okay. And so as you zip forward, right, something's wrong. Like, this lady didn't move that fast.
And is there anything unnatural in the air, a smell, like when strange things happen, an electricity, a feeling, a static electricity, something, a light, anything?
Oh, that's right. You have that sniffy thing going, your olfactory superpower.
She does. I was gonna say she does everything. So she's super suspicious of some of the games that were played by people and their tricks.
Is a spot hidden okay to test your smell theory here? Does that line up pretty closely? Okay.
So because that's all in her realm of
That's why I'm asking. Yep.
Her information gathering. And missed it by 2, but I'm going to burn 2 luck to get it.
Okay. And you're standing there sniffing the air. And what did you see when you smelled her? Or what did you smell when you smelled her shirt sleeve?
Oh, that was like this beautiful grassy field and being outside of like a Dhaka in the Eastern Europe.
And so, right, you're on a higher up plateau in Los Alamos. You're in kind of the same, and like you get this whiff of grass all around you, like fresh mowed lawn all around you.
Huh. And nothing else, nothing visual that happened, or something lingering other than that, or even a movement of the leaves or the branches from, maybe perhaps there's no breeze and something's moving.
Not a thing, just the smell of the fresh cut grass.
And gone. So she understands now that this woman or creature can move in different ways.
All right. And before we wrap for the night, Jo, Pappy, anything y'all want to do?
I think this is a fine place for Jo to wrap.
Okay. Pappy? All right. Are y'all thinking y'all are going to bed down at Richard's for the night tonight?
Yeah, that was the plan when I made Sam drive me there. I thought the house might be empty.
Okay.
Cully wasn't there. And that it would be a place to be since I had to get out of Abiquiu.
Okay. Great. All right. Then we'll call it a night.
Actually, Sister B wants to go back in. Because she doesn't actually... Does Sister B know Joe's story at all?
Nope.
No.
0. So
Zero.
just a really quick thing. Sister B goes back in the house, opens the door, and Joe, I suppose, would be sitting in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was still... I was looking at the quarter, and then I just kind of got lost in my own thoughts, and then I had my little nervous tick moment, and yeah.
Yeah. And so what Sister B has learned, it doesn't actually... she can't put it all together because with information that she knows or doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would quietly go, just ask Joe, and she says, Jo, I have one quick question to ask you. Betty Lou was talking to me and was saying things about your parents.
No, her parrots.
And so when
She,
Sister B says
she
parent,
said, what?
just that's what she wanted to see her reaction. Okay, and she says yes, and Sister B's psychology and such like that could tell her then if what she was told is or shown is accurate by Jo's.
Well, Joe
distress
is
level.
I'll describe for the podcast that can't see that my eyes are going back and forth very quickly, and I am looking tense and uncomfortable and like I want a way out.
And then Sister B will go, no, it is okay. She just told me a few little things that she seems to know. I don't know how she knows these things. You must have met her before in
no
past.
either. She shouldn't know these things.
About what happened to your parents? Because Sister B once again is throwing a question and trying to see reaction.
Make a dex roll as you do this.
Who?
Joe.
Oh, sure.
Because I have this vision of Pappy in the background rolling the hobo nickel between his fingers.
I got that's a hard success.
Okay. And so instead of rubbing your quarter, you're now like clinching it tightly. So we just have this moment like cinematically where Pappy's in the background rolling it. Joe, you're tensely engaged and you've lost kind of all your fidget and everything else. And you're just squeezing now, right? Like painfully squeezing. Y'all go ahead and finish your dialogue.
And Sister B goes, oh, and she's read it from all those actions and such going on with Joe. She's read everything she needs to know, and she goes, oh, Joe, perhaps we need to find a good place in the house to rest tonight. We are all very, very, very tired. And maybe we will talk about the Miss Betty Lou another time, and feel better about this night and the things we have talked about. I was very disturbed by this woman, and Sister B swoons a little bit and sits down in a chair and just says, I need to sit too. There's too many things going on in our heads.
I think I need to be alone. And Joe is going to walk out of the room and go down to the basement to where Cully used to stay.
Okay.
All right. And we'll end the night there then.
Such suspense. That's going to do it for us tonight. Until next time, you can find us at underthelibrary.com or hit us up on Twitter. I'm there at Tall and Nerdy. Michael is under the LIB. And don't forget, have a listen to our other podcast that is called Up Your RPG. So for me, for Michael, for Chris, for Emily, for Wayne, for Scott, and even for the absent Rick, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next time.